What's happening, everybody, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram? Steve here, Rake and Profit over at rakeandprofit.com, coming back to you with another video on a Monday morning in the parking lot of the gym. I'm always at the gym. It's part of my routine each and every morning. And I just was swiping through some of my comments. I'm always reading your guys' comments. There's so many coming in, I can't respond to them all, so I like to, go through the comments and find comments that would be really good topics to, talk about live on YouTube. So if you guys ever have questions, leave a comment on YouTube. Again, I might not be able to respond to it, but I do read them all and do the best I can to put them into my content on a regular basis. And I received a comment on one of my recent videos from a man named Jonathan Clark asking, is it still worth selling on eBay in 2019? So I wanted to talk about this topic because there's a lot of new people who are coming onto my channel each and every day. There's a lot of you who might be selling on Amazon or Craigslist and you're wanting to transition into eBay, but most people are looking to get started. And the question is it still worth selling on eBay moving into 2019? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I've got about 4 or 5 things that I want to touch on in terms of is it worth selling on eBay moving into 2019. And I'll just cut to the chase. For some people, it's not going to be worth selling on eBay in 2019. And for others, it's a great opportunity. So let me touch a little bit on it, and then I'll go in and shout some people out. So the first thing that I want to talk about are the prices of inventory. For most of you, you're going to get started going to thrift stores. Goodwill, Savers, Value Village, maybe some mom and pop thrift stores. And that's where you're going to be going to find your inventory, whether that's clothing or shoes or board games or video games. Most of you guys are going to start going to thrift stores. The problem is prices at thrift stores have been getting jacked up. They've been going crazy over the last 2 years or so. I remember when I first got started 5 or 6 years ago, things were super cheap, really cheap. I mean, I'd go into a thrift store and buy different designer clothing items for $1.99, $2.99, and those same clothing items now in Connecticut, where I live, are $8.99, $11.99, $14.99. And there's a place that's in Connecticut, all the prices are like $17.99, $19.99, $21.99 for like the crappiest brands. So that's kind of like a 2-part thing right there. Part 1, can you find inventory at a decent price at the thrift stores? Some places are still dirt cheap. Other places have gone through the roof. Crazy. So the second part of that is you might have to find an opportunity that most people aren't looking at. For example, I live in a, area where there's universities all around me. We've got Harvard University, we've got UConn, so there's a ton of books. Now, I sell books on Amazon, so that's a little irrelevant to this conversation, but that's an opportunity for me. For you, you might have a lot of sporting items, or you might have electronics, or there's a ton of used electronics. There's something in my eye, I apologize. But you've got to find inventory that's at a decent price that you can flip, because the way you make a profit on eBay is you find something undervalued, whether that's a clothing item, electronic, a book, and you're making the difference in profit because you're bringing the product to market on eBay and selling it for retail prices, for what people are willing to pay based on supply and demand. So can you find inventory at your thrift store that you could flip for a profit? Now, I'm going to tell you right now, 60% of you who are brand new are going to go to thrift stores and say everything's too expensive, you can't make money. This is BS. And I would like to insert a message to you and let you know that you're not looking hard enough. You're not educated enough. You haven't researched enough, because I can promise you there are hundreds, if not thousands, of niches at a thrift store, right? From board games to books to collectibles to clothing, to paintings and art and magazines, and each one of those main niches, there's sub niches as well. There's hundreds of opportunities. So if you're going looking for clothing, there might not be tons of opportunities there for you on a regular basis, but you have to dig deeper into the niche to find the deals, right? Mugs, Luke is saying mugs. I'd like you guys to shout out some profitable niches or some niches that you've made money with in the past. Start shouting them out. Clothing, shoes, mugs. Luke is saying toys. Martin is saying, love that mug life. So you've got to be able to find profitable inventory. If you can't find profitable inventory, then eBay's not going to be for you in 2019. Funko Pops. The thing is, there is profitable inventory out there. It's just a matter of, can you find the opportunity? Number two, are you willing to put in the time that it takes to succeed on eBay in 2019? Now, in order to answer that question, am I willing to put in the time? First, you have to take a step back and ask yourself, what do I need out of this eBay business? What is my goal? If you don't know why you're starting an eBay business besides making money, I would ask you to kind of take a step back and start to determine, how much money do you want to make? Let's get super specific. A lot of people never reach their goal because they're not really clear on what their goal is. Do you need to make an extra $500 a month profit, $1,000 a month profit, $2,000 a month profit? What is your goal? If you've never made money on eBay, set a realistic goal. Set something that, and there's like something in my eye that is just like nagging me. But set a realistic goal, because you can't hit a target if you don't know where you're going. You'll never get to your destination if you don't know where that destination is. So in order to answer the question, am I willing to put in the time to invest? First, you got to know, where are you going? What are you trying to hit? If you want to make an extra $4,000 a month profit to replace your job, you're not going to be able to do that on eBay in 10 hours per week. It's just not possible unless you have workers and employees and VAs and organizational structure, and you've got a, obviously you're at the top, and then you might have a manager, and then you have someone in charge of your operations, and you have someone in charge of listing and this and that. But that's way more advanced. That's way down the road. But for the average person, you're not going to be able to earn a full-time income on eBay if you don't put in a full-time shift, essentially, putting in those 30 to 40 hours a week. Are you willing to put in the time? If you're only looking to make an extra $300-400 a month, and I know some of you are thinking to yourself, $300 to $400 a month, that ain't gonna do jack for me. You're special. Most people who are watching my channel, and I've asked and I've talked to, and I regularly call people and talk behind the scenes, most people's lives would change with an extra $300 or $400 a month. They're just looking to supplement their 9 to 5. If that's you, you can easily do that spending 10 hours a week, 5 to 10 hours a week. You can make some extra money, just depending on if you're going to put in a bunch of legwork up front, then take the rest of the week off, or you're going to list on a regular basis, your sourcing strategy, so on and so forth. So you need to define your goal and ask yourself, am I willing to put in the work? If you put in the work, you can succeed selling on eBay. Granted, you're able to source undervalued items. So once you find a location, whether that's a thrift store or garage sales, if you're out in Austin, Texas, or Florida, or maybe you live in Arizona and you've got flea markets all over the place, or maybe you're in Las Vegas and you just have an amazing market for local purchases, you've got to determine what that is. But once you determine what that is and you exploit that opportunity and you start accumulating undervalued items that have a market that sell, and you put in the time and you're listing them, you're going to definitely have success on eBay. But if you don't take the time to determine and learn, right, and this is the third thing I want to talk about, if you're not willing to take the time to learn what items to buy and sell, how to take great pictures, if you don't learn the habit of listing on a regular basis, if you don't learn how to, regularly check your emails and deal with returns and deal with issues going on with PayPal and this and that, and you don't learn what to buy, what to sell, if you're not investing in your education, learning about various niches, diving deep into the niches, learning about the different brands, styles, materials, colors that do well, you're not going to have success on eBay. But moving into 2019 from 2018, there's really not going to be any huge differences. Really, the only difference is, with the internet, with YouTube channels, with thrift stores having access to YouTube channels and Facebook, and there's all these TV shows about reselling, and with the internet, everyone's connected. There's no barrier to knowledge anymore. It's becoming easier to understand the value of an item, so people are becoming more educated. Thrift stores are becoming more educated. The common person is becoming more educated in terms of what things are worth, so prices are going up. Hey, big shout out to Joshua Davidson. Happy New Year. I appreciate that. It's becoming more challenging with the internet to find good deals. That's really the only difference. But with a challenge comes an opportunity, because more and more people more and more people are getting into this business, but more and more people are giving up because they realize that it's work and it's not easy. So if you're willing to think outside the box and be creative and find unique ways to source products, if you put in more time and invest more effort into your education, learning about the various products, if you actually spend 3 to 4 hours a day or an hour a day 100% focused on your business, and you put your phone on airplane mode, you turn off Facebook, you turn off Instagram, you turn off Snapchat, you don't let people call you, you don't get interrupted. If you actually focus a couple hours a day on your eBay business with no distractions, you will have success. But the problem is, most people, they're dabblers. They get into an eBay business and they dabble here, they dabble there. They list a couple items, they go out to the thrift store here and there, and then they give up for a week. They give up for a month, and then they say it doesn't work. They dabble in terms of their studying. They maybe go through the sold listings once or twice, or maybe they purchase one of my guides about clothing or toys and they read half of it and they go out to the thrift store and they don't find anything, and then they say it doesn't work. They're just kind of dabbling, they're trying it out. The people who have success are going to be the ones who focus in, create their goals, and they work day in and day out. You can definitely have success, but it's becoming more and more challenging to find products and to obviously keep the distractions away. We're all very busy. We have lives, we have families, we have cell phones and all these different obligations. But if you are willing to put the time in 2019, if you're willing to invest in yourself, if you're willing to go out there, think outside the box, source items, build relationships with people at thrift stores, to be able to get those deals. If you're able to, think outside the box and find unique opportunities in your area, you're definitely going to have success. E-commerce is only at the infancy stages right now in 2018, moving into 2019. More and more people are gaining access to the internet. I don't know what the statistic is, but there's far more people shopping at retail stores. There's far more people who don't have the internet versus who are going to be getting it in the upcoming years. E-commerce is only in its infancy stage. More and more people are going to be shopping online. More and more people are becoming more comfortable putting in their credit cards and sourcing online. These platforms like eBay and Amazon are making it easier and more, putting customers more at ease for fast shipping and returns. And people are becoming more comfortable. Only, more and more people are going to be shopping online. So if you can find products undervalued and get them on eBay, you can definitely have success. You can definitely have success. So that's my 2 cents. That's my take. It's not all rainbows and, it's not all peachy, but there's great opportunities there still if you're willing to put in the time and invest and focus and learn. So we got Joyce Grace in the house. Appreciate you stopping on in. Thank you so much. We got 138 people watching right now. If you are enjoying this content right now, smash that like button. And I want to know where you are from. I want you guys to answer 2 questions. Number 1, where are you from? And 2, what's your favorite niche to sell? For me, there's 2 of my favorite niches. One's on eBay, one's on Amazon. On eBay, it's always been clothing. I love clothing. I enjoy clothing. It's what I'm best at. I just love it. I love it. That's how I had gotten my start, about 5 years ago when I transitioned from selling bikes on Craigslist to eBay. And I love selling books. I love selling books on Amazon. And they both have 2 common traits. Do you guys know what common traits books and clothing have, especially in correlation to thrift stores? They're so abundant. When you walk into a thrift store, what are the 2 products you see the most of? You see the most of clothing, and you usually see the most of books. Maybe electronics is third in line. There's a lot of board games, there's a lot of video games, but I love going after products that are abundant because most people are overwhelmed and they won't take the time to go through it. So if you have that specialized knowledge, you can find some great opportunities. And if you saw my video the other day, I showcased a Alexander Wang Ninja Turtle style shirt. It's funny, it's got that crocodile texture to it. And I had found that Pendleton vest, which was super rare. So we got Iowa in the house, Florida, Todd from Minnesota. I like selling toys, but I sell everything. That's awesome. Beatrice Hooper, Happy New Year. Great to see you guys. Clothing is everywhere. It is. I love it. Martin says, I pick up a lot of clothes. Great to see you here, Martin. Zach, what's up, big dog? Good to see you, Zach. Fast selling clothes. So we got a lot of clothing sellers. Ton says that vest was prime. It sure was. Is this lull time due to Christmas? I think it's a little slower right now. I think people are kind of chilling out right now after the holidays, but things will definitely be picking up. A lot of gift cards will be spent over the next couple of weeks. Tom, $1.99 says, tired of working for the man, getting out and hustling. You can do it. So many of my friends and family members and a lot of you guys who I talk to, you know, you're sick of working for the man. You're sick of clocking in and clocking out and working for somebody else's dream. But the thing is, most people, I hate to say it, most people are going to fail when it comes to eBay, even selling clothes. They're going to fail when it comes to drop shipping. They're going to fail when it comes to Amazon. Most people that are transitioning from the 9 to 5, and I've seen this over and over and over again, it's because they're just not willing to put in the time consistently over a duration. Most people, they get really excited about starting an eBay business, starting a drop shipping business, and they'll buy a course, or they'll go through a guide, or they'll start going to thrift stores, and then a week or two later, it's not sexy anymore. They're not excited about it anymore. They realize it takes a lot of work, and there's all these issues and challenges, and there's risk involved, and they quit, and they give up, and they stop. They stop moving towards their goals, and then their dream is gone. And then a week, or excuse me, like maybe a year later, they're like, I want to start an eBay business. They get excited about it. Maybe they see an interview on my channel, or they talk to a friend who's half their age who's crushing it. And that's the biggest problem. I hate to say it, but probably not a lot of you guys, because you guys are watching these videos. You're obviously investing in yourself. But most people that you talk to who want to start a business are going to fail. There's nobody telling you what to do. There's nobody saying, hey, Martin, hey, Donovan, hey, you know, flipping hustler. It's time to list. It's time to go out and source. It's time to spend 2 hours studying the sold listings. It's time to go through that course. It's time to set your goals. It's time for whatever. When you're working for yourself, when you're selling on eBay, selling on Amazon, when you have a YouTube channel, affiliate marketing, Kindle publishing, drop shipping, it doesn't matter what strategy that you choose. They all work. You can make money with every single one of those that I talked about. And I make money from most of them. It's just a matter of, are you willing to do what it takes to succeed, or are you going to quit? That's it. Most people are not going to succeed, not because they don't have the latest strategy. It's not because they don't know what to buy and sell. It's not because they're not smart enough. It's just they're not willing to put in the work on a consistent, continual basis. They're not willing to delay gratification. When you start a business, there is no instant gratification, right? There is no, it's not like you just start listing on eBay and like 3 weeks later you're successful. It's a process. It takes time to succeed, and it depends on your goals. But most people, they're used to clocking in and clocking out. You put in your work, you get paid. 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 When you're selling on eBay or Amazon, or you start a YouTube channel, or whatever you're doing, a lot of times you put in a ton of upfront work, and sometimes you might even be losing money. Sometimes you might even, I don't know, there's no guarantees. So is it worth selling on eBay in 2019? Is it worth starting a business? I don't know. Are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to learn? Are you willing to network? Are you willing to delay gratification? Are you willing to put everything that you have into it? Or are you just going to dabble? You're going to just try it out. When things get tough, are you going to give up? Are you going to let your friends and family members sway you, right? Hey, it's, you know, most people fail with a business. You can't do it. You never got good grades in school. What happens if you fail? What happens if you get a return? You have to pay taxes. What happens when you have to hire a CPA? What happens when this? What happens when that? What if this? What if that? So it's really up to you guys. Tons of opportunities in 2019 moving on. There's going to be more and more millionaires created over these next 3 to 5 years with the internet. And maybe your goal is not to become a millionaire, right? Maybe your goal is to just, I think a lot of you guys just have the goal of being free. You just want to have your freedom. You just want to be able to do what you want, when you want. You want to be able to go out to eat, not have to worry about paying the bill. You want to be able to go on a vacation. Probably, you want to be able to have the life of your dreams and life of design. I don't think a lot of us want to be driving Lamborghinis. And, I thought that, a prime example. This is a great example, guys. So I purchased a 2018 Corvette. paid cash. It was $50,000. I don't say that to impress you. I say that to impress upon you the point I'm going to make. Paid cash, bought it. I'm like, holy crap, my whole life's going to change. I've got a Corvette. And for the first like 30 days, it was a lot of fun. It was amazing. Like, I had gotten a lot of praise. People were recognizing me. You drive, the girls, they love it. I'll tell you right now, that's one thing. But after a while, it's just like materialistic things for me don't really mean as much as freedom, right? I like to keep my bills down. I like to live within reason. I like to have the security. I like to keep the bills down and not have to worry about, like, I just want to have freedom. I just want to do what I want when I want. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to go to any Tony Robbins events that I want to do. I want to be able to buy organic food. I want to be able to take my girlfriend out to an amazing, dinner. I want to be able to help my mom, give her $300 if I want, just for fun. Like, that's what I'm about. You've got to determine what you're about and what you want. If you want the cars, if you want the mansions, if you want the millions, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But you've got to learn a lot about yourself. So I might actually be selling the Corvette next year just because it's fun, but I don't really care about it that much. I know you guys are going to be like, that's crazy, but I don't care about it that much. So you got to figure out what it is you want. Once you figure out what you want, then you could really start to build your goals and create your life of your dreams. Martin says you're going to buy it. Martin, I ain't selling it to you, man. You're a reseller. You're going to want it for 30 cents on the dollar. But that's all I got, guys. I'm ranting, I'm going all over the place, but I hope you all have an amazing day. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead down below and smash that like button. Definitely appreciate that. And share this video with a friend if you know somebody who's looking to get started with eBay and they've got a lot of limiting beliefs and they don't know, is it worth it? Inventory too expensive? Am I smart enough? This and that. Send them this video. I think this video is going to be able to help them out a lot. Coming from somebody who has built a full-time business, who has then gone on to build other businesses, and someone who lives a life of design. That's one thing I pride myself on, and if I could do it, you can definitely do it, but it takes time. So anyways, I appreciate you all. Thanks, Jay, G. Jasso, Donovan, thank you. Freedom Happy, good to see you in the house, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have an amazing day. Peace.